Today, for the American Folklore Project, we have Jason Sugg
Mhm.
speaking on the ECU Piano Mystery,
Yeah.
we'll call it.
So there's a pretty well known story that has circulated through ECU over the years that allegedly McGinnis Theater, which is one of the buildings off of Fifth Street, is haunted by what I presume to be the spirit of a former student from decades ago that allegedly met an untimely end at somehow or another. But the story goes that uh, at night, sometimes occasionally, that one might hear the sound of a piano playing in the theater. And so it's connected back to this story or this tale about this student from decades ago that apparently was maybe a theater arts major or something to that effect, and again met some kind of a demise. So certainly not. I'm not aware of the veracity or the truth to the tale, but it's a pretty well known tale that circulated through ECU for a number of years. And I've worked here for about 27 years myself, and it's I've known about this story for about as long as I've worked here. So it's that tale has been around for quite a while. Um, but I've never heard anything myself in terms of being inside of that building at any particular time, even in the night hours. So, but that's the tale. That's a pretty well known paranormal tale for ECU that's kind of again has circulated around the campus community for a number of years.
And you've sought your way, try to hear it potentially, see if you
Mm-hmm.
could maybe uh, you and some buddies try and hear if the
Right.
kid will play.
Yeah, so it's and of course this was years ago, but I do recall making an attempt to kind of go through there one night, just to kind of sit and listen or stand and listen to see if you could hear anything like that. Nothing. It never came to fruition. I never heard anything myself, but that was the tale. And so that, but again, the tale's been around for a little while now, and I've known about it for a number of years. And other people within the university community have, I think, probably tried to do their own explorations and see if they could find something. But it's a very interesting tale, but it's one that has stuck with this particular campus for a while.
How how would you suspect or I guess to better frame the question, why do you think the ghost ends up playing the piano for a little bit?
Now, okay, so if I remember correctly, part of the tale is that this student apparently um, was they were in that facility quite a bit, allegedly, and played the piano, and so that is where that connection comes in with the piano playing with this supposed the spirit or of a former student. If there's any truth to that, but um, that's where that piece comes in with the piano playing was that it was connected to the student or a student that may or may not have been involved in this tale from who knows how long ago. So.
You think it's possible that he was just a perfectionist? Like he was making this one song, and just like even in death, he's just like,
Trying to get
no,
it right.
no, I get it.
Who knows? The possibilities are endless. It's me personally, I find these sorts of tales very interesting, and I think the fact that something like that is tied to this campus and it has kind of circulated for decades. That tale itself has circulated around here for decades. To me, like the staying power of something like that is very interesting. Yeah.
If you did manage to encounter the ghost, or maybe even inquire with them, what do you think you would end up asking? Or
It's a really interesting question. I think if I had the nerve to not run out, run away, I think I would want to know, who are you? What happened to you? Why do you play the piano? Yeah, it's maybe some things that are some curiosity things to know, like why the tale is what it is. But that would be a very interesting encounter. And if I were to, I guess, be able to ask questions like that to some kind of a like a ghost or some kind of a spirit or something like that. Yeah, I think I would want to know maybe the things that everyone would want to know. Who are you? Why are you lingering? Those types of things. Yeah.
the history of the
Yeah. Yeah.
supernatural, because that's always a heavy
Yes.
intrinsic link with ghosts,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It's a very fascinating one.
It is.
Well, thank you for your
Sure.
time.
You're welcome.
very
Yeah,
much.
absolutely. Glad to help.
It's
Sure.
been a wonder to have you for the project.
Yeah, no problem.